This is Michael Lonks from over at Beyond Lucid. In this video, I wanted to introduce our template system inside of MEDIVIEW, but first I wanted to talk to you about why we did it. I've been a paramedic for 20 years and a critical care paramedic for over 18 years. And when I first started working on an ambulance and started writing my own patient care reports, these were all done on paper. Now, life seemed pretty simple, although writing a run report was my least favorite part of the job. I did, however, learn from some really good clinicians that have been doing it for many, many years who had excelled in their career. And many of those worked in aeromedical at the time, and I discovered the quality is important. Within a couple of years of my flight career, we transitioned from paper to electronic charting. We didn't even have NEMSIS yet, and the system we were using caused us at least a 3-hour turnaround of getting that chart completed. That's 3 hours per patient. Within a few months, no one was happy about having to do the paperwork associated with taking care of a patient, so eventually no one wanted to hear those tones drops, and therefore the satisfaction of serving as a pre-hospital provider went away. A few years went by under these circumstances, and then we transitioned over to another ePCR that took less time than the one that we were using previously. Over the course of time, technology improves, but so does the requirements increase. Jumping from NEMSIS version 2 to NEMSIS version 3 was a huge hurdle, requiring most ePCRs to write out a second product to accommodate the increased data set. But let's be honest. The foundation of how we care for patients is the same. Our narratives remain closely the same. The values that we enter in on our vitals and the procedures that we perform are relatively the same. But the national requirements have caused us to have to enter in more data. This means more clicking, this means more scrolling, and that increases the time it takes just to get to the clinical portion of the ePCR. Now, our focus with the templates is just to shave off some of the time that it takes to do some of that clicking and scrolling so that you can get to that portion of your documentation quicker. Now, there are many types of the same data points that are selected every single time, and they're the same. If I'm working on an ALS unit and the 911 tones drop for a motor vehicle accident with injury, I know which hospital is going to be taking them today, and I know which type of trauma patient that it is. It doesn't really matter how many of those I have to do for that shift. There's always going to be some of the same fields getting the same values in the ePCR. So instead of doing the same clicking and the same scrolling every single patient, set those up on a template to use so that you can get to what you need to be focusing on quicker. Now, this made total sense to me, so let me demonstrate this for you. When you open up a brand new ePCR, what you want to do is click Start Here. At the very top, there's going to be this section that will appear that says Apply Template. If you have templates defined already, when you click this button, there will be a new window that will appear. So in that scenario where I have that trauma call, a motor vehicle accident, I've got a paramedic on the truck, we're going to take them to the defined facility we normally take patients to that have this particular type of trauma, whatever the case may be. You can build those templates for that. And as you can see here on this screen, I've got my treated and transported ALS 911 template, the University Hospital scene template, and then I even have a trauma scene ALS template where there are just a few things additional that I would select differently based upon if it was a scene trauma or a medical trauma respectively, based upon whether or not a paramedic was on the truck versus it was just a basic life support call. And so those three combined, I hit confirm. My next screen that's going to come up will handle any conflicts for me where there's one or more conflicts that could be on one of those templates that I had used, comparing itself to another template, making sure that, hey, this template has X here in that particular field. On that other template, Y is in that particular field. Which one do you want to use? And so it allows me to handle my conflicts. There shouldn't be any conflicts if you do your templates correct, but sometimes you could have them. And so this manages those. Click confirm, and it's done. If I scroll down and I look on this same page, one of my templates that has trauma selected for the call types. I knew that. On my incident tab, up under response, I've got dispatch complaints filled out. Response mode to scenes filled out. The incident type, motor vehicle accident with injuries, is filled out. Response code, emergency. My type of service requested is filled out. Primary role of unit, level of care of this unit, the incident patient disposition. These are all fields that are going to get completed on every single one of these the same in most cases. So why not have a template do it for me? If I go to Injury tab, possible injuries, selected yes. If I go look at my drop-off, the destination hospital is selected there. That's 6 clicks scrolled into one. So literally, just shaving off the time that it takes to put those data points in. And I've not even done half of the ones that I could be doing. It's just a very small demo. So the templates will take a little time to set up, but the value of these outweigh the time it took because you expend the time one time, and then you reap the benefits of the speed of using them from that moment forward. And then the number of templates you can have is limitless. And the combination of these templates you can use makes it very powerful. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how simple it is to set up the templates, and then you'll be off to the races. If you have any questions about what I've just shown you, please reach out to us by sending us an email to support@beyondlucid.com. Thank you. This is Michael ONKST from over Beyond Lucid. In this video, I want to show you how to create a template and how simple building these templates out actually is. You first need to be logged into MEDIVIEW and then into administration. From there, click the Data Workflow button and then switch over to the PCR Templates tab. You can see here I already have a few of them already built out. Now let's take a look at them. First, notice how I have numbered them. This will alphabetize these in a list for the end user in the ePCR when I do it this way, giving us some control over the presentation of these templates. To edit one, click on it. Then over to the right, click Edit Template. Now this launches a representation of the ePCR which allows us to create the defaults we want to see get used when this template is applied. Let's take a look at what we've done here for this one. Under the Incident tab, you can see down below we've selected Type of Service Requested 911 Response, Primary Role of this unit, Ground Transport, Level of Care of this unit, ALS Paramedic. We've got an unscheduled lights and siren and incident patient disposition, a patient treated and transported by this EMS unit. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fields already selected for you by one click of a button. Let's take a look at University Hospital scene. In this one, under the drop-off tab, I went ahead and selected the receiving facility that goes into this destination section. And again, when you add up the clicks, there's like 4 or 5 clicks, this being click number 1, and then selecting the state and the correct coding state, and then the drop-down field, and then eventually selecting facility. That's 5, maybe 6 clicks for essentially 1 click just to get it in here if this is a place that you commonly go to and you create a template for it, in which I did. Let's go back up. Let's look at another one. Trauma scene ALS. Let's look at that one. In this particular case, I've selected trauma under the call type. Under the incident workflow button, under the response tab, I've selected dispatch complaint, traumatic injury, response mode to the scene, emergent, motor vehicle accident with injuries. That's when I plan to use this template. It's a response code of emergency. Type of service requested, 911 response, primary role of unit, ground transportation, level of care of this unit, ALS paramedic, unscheduled lights and siren, patient treated and transported by this EMS. Over here under the injury, I've selected possible injury is equal to yes. Let's look at a cardiac. Under the cardiac for interfacility transport, I've selected cardiac as the call type. Chest pain non-traumatic for the dispatch complaint. You can just see this repeating itself. If I were to go in to create a template, brand new, what I would do is click Add Template. Let's do a simple template. Let's just say that this one's going to be CVA. And we'll just call this one Scene. Then all I would need to do is click the Edit Template, come down through, find my stroke CVA. I might go over to the Incident tab under Dispatch Complaint. And then just start defining the fields that I would select for this. And you're looking for common fields that are always going to be used every single time that you go visit this particular type of transportation. And you just go through here and then you find everything where you might commonly select the same values and you put it into your template. And if you had a BLS template as well as an ALS template, I might name that in the title so that you can select between the two based upon the ones that you want to use. And that may as well only select one particular value versus the other. That might be the only difference between the two templates. But still, if you take the time to build it as a template, that's just one less click that you have to do inside of the ePCR. I'll click Done on this. Then I'm going to click Save. To delete a template, all you need to do is just highlight the template and then select Delete Template. It's going to come up with a warning, and you just click OK, and the template's gone. And don't forget to save after you've done this. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how I'm going to use that template in combination with the other templates to eliminate all the clicks and scrolls. So thank you for watching. This is Michael ONKST over at Beyond Lucid. In this video, I want to show you how to use templates once they've been completed and how quickly these can be used when needed to streamline and speed up the data entry into the ePCR. In this scenario, I'm going to be responding to a scene call with a patient experiencing a CVA. And then I'm going to be transporting them to the University Hospital. So as always, we're going to go into MEDIVIEW and we're going to select New to create a new PCR. From here, I'm going to click on Start Here. Then I'm going to go over to the center of the screen and click Apply Templates. And then there are three that I'm going to be using here. I'm going to be using CVA Scene, Treated and Transported ALS 911, then University Hospital Scene. I'm going to click to confirm. And then on this next page, I'm going to handle any conflicts that I might have. And in this case, the example hospital that I used for University Hospital being Parker Adventist Hospital. In my example here, I select that as the one to use other than just the California destination. And I'm going to click confirm. And I'm done. Let's go see what I've done. First and foremost, the one template allowed me to go ahead and put in stroke CVA. Also under the Incident tab, it also grabbed the Dispatch Complaint Stroke CVA, response mode to the scene, immediate response. And then as well, if we scroll down through here, the other templates have pulled in the EMD performed, type of service requested, primary role of unit, level of this care of this unit. We have some additional response mode descriptors of unscheduled and lights and siren, incident patient disposition of patient treated and transported by this EMS unit. Under the drop-off tab, you have your destination hospital already selected for you. Now, a really cool thing about templates is they also can be used after an ePCR has been started, kind of allowing you to target the clinical documentation first, then go into the templates and then use the templates then to complete those non-clinical fields after the fact that you've started your clinical documentation for the NMSA state submission fields. Now, between using templates, CAD import, vitals, and EKG import, this should drastically reduce the amount of time required to complete an ePCR in the field and kind of give back more time to the clinicians on duty, making it quicker and easier to get their job done after each transport. So this concludes this video, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us by sending us an email to support@beyondlucid.com. Thank you.